This story is by R. Kelly, crisis manager. I would not leave my daughter with an accused pedophile. Of course not. And of course, here in the video is R. Kelly's crisis manager, Darrell Johnson. I'm not going to play it. No, I don't want to be blocked. R&B singer R. Kelly will appear in federal court in Brooklyn court next month to face new sex crime charges. Federal prosecutors in Illinois and New York charged the musician with a combined 18 counts, including child pornography. So R. Kelly has to go to court next month in Brooklyn, New York. Oh, how interesting. And so he could face the new sex crime charges that the New York City Police Department charged him with for racketeering and something else. But like I said, all this has to do with the elites, and of course, there's a total of 18 counts on him, including child pornography. Kelly, who is accused of sexually exploiting women and girls over more than 2 decades, is being held in a Chicago jail without bond. He faces 195 years in prison on the Chicago charges alone. He has repeatedly denied all allegations. Okay, so R. Kelly is denying all these allegations. Okay. But he also faces 195 years in prison. Ay, ay, ay. That, I don't know how anybody could live that far on, because nobody can. Nobody could live that far on. There are 2 decades of charges that are being held in of at least 2 decades worth of whatever. Of course, all these 18 counts, holy, plus 11 more on top of it. Kelly's crisis manager told CBS This Morning co-host Gayle King on Monday that he would never leave his own daughter alone with an accused pedophile. Well, I wouldn't either, but geez. CBS, it's a mainstream media bunch of crap. The elites run it, obviously. Same with CNN, MSNBC, and whatever else that are liars. So, I mean, this is what Kelly's crisis manager told CBS. You have a 20-something-year-old daughter. Would you allow her to be alone with? Absolutely not, Johnson interrupted. R. Kelly? King finished. Yeah, so Gayle King started to ask Darrell Johnson about would he leave his 20-year-old daughter with him. He said no, absolutely not. I wouldn't either. Jeez. I would not leave my daughter with anyone who accused of pedophilia, he said. So he would never allow his daughter to be with accused pedophilia. Pressed on whether he wouldn't leave his daughter alone with Kelly, specifically, Johnson repeated, I would not leave my daughter with anyone that's accused of being a pedophile. I would not. So yeah, I do agree with it, because this is the real world we live in now, with all the elites running everything amok and everything. And he said that he would never leave his daughter with anyone that's accused of being a pedophile. So, and he would not. So, but you got out here in the real world today, there are pedophiles out there, literally, that do hurt children, because when a child says no, these dummies, pedophiles, don't listen. And of course, the children are scared to say anything until they get older, and then they gotta start telling their story of this and that. When King pointed out the seeming contradiction of defending Kelly in an accused pedophile and simultaneously saying he wouldn't trust his own daughter along with anyone accused of that crime, Johnson repeated, I wouldn't leave my daughter with anyone. I'm going to say it again. That's accused of being a pedophile. So yeah, so Gail King, she has pointed out the seeming contradiction of defending Kelly. So as you remember, Gail King had an interview with R. Kelly, and R. Kelly was crying like a little bitch and say, oh, he didn't do this, do that, but yet here he is sitting in jail right now, waiting to be taken to Brooklyn, New York, next month for those charges there. Kelly has faced mounting legal troubles this year after Lifetime aired a documentary, Surviving R. Kelly, which revisited allegations of sexual abuse by a number of girls over the years. That series followed a 2018 BBC documentary that alleged the singer was holding women against their will and running a sex cult. Joycelyn Savage and Azriel Clary live with Kelly in his Chicago apartment and insist, despite their family's claims that they've been brainwashed, that they are free to come and go as they please. So Kelly has faced mounting legal troubles. Of course, you know, when you owe record labels, yeah, I think you better pay them pretty good penny, because if you don't, oh well. He lost his studio in Chicago because the rent there was $30,000. He had two houses in Atlanta, Georgia, altogether totaling $70,000 that he owed there. You know, that's a lot of money that he was owed, and plus he owed Andrea Kelly $161,000 child support. But since that part is out of the way, he's still got more legal troubles to deal with. And of course, with Joycelyn Savage and Azriel Clary live with Kelly in a Chicago apartment and assist despite their family's claims, they've been brainwashed. So, you know, I mean, yes, R. Kelly is a puppet. He's a handler. He's part of the elite. He tells girls what they can and cannot do. He tells the girls, oh, you can't look at another man. You can't go to the bathroom. You can't eat. What the heck kind of crap is that? When you tell somebody's daughter that they can't do this or that. They're not his daughters. I know you and all his team says he's innocent, King said. You have so many women who have come forward and telling the same story for a long period of years. Are all the women not telling the truth? Well, so now we come to that question. Are all women not telling the truth? I don't know. It's hard to pick out which ones are liars and which ones are the truthers. When those girls came out with their story, and that saying you have so many women who have come forward and telling the same story. Of course, all these women came out, but like I said, you can't figure out which one is telling the truth and which one is not telling the truth, because it's hard when you got at least, I would say roughly about 50 or 60 women or so, if not, maybe less. Here's what I said. I never call anybody a liar, Johnson replied. I came on 7 months ago. I walked into a front door and I seen Mr. Kelly being a normal person. Mr. Kelly was recording. 20 minutes later, the two women walked in with shopping bags, no security, free to go doing what they wanted to do. And I spent a lot of time with Mr. Kelly. And I still say my eyes is trained. I haven't seen anything that would cause me to be suspicious. Okay, so far Darrell Johnson had say that he never called anybody a liar. But when you got CBS, MSNBC, CNN, liberal stations, allegedly, then that's where they start making up stuff and everything else. When it came to Joycelyn Savage and Azriel Clary, they walked in with shopping bags. No, there was no security with them whatsoever, and they did whatever they wanted to do. And of course, Johnson spent a lot of time with Mr. Kelly. So while Gerald's spending time with Kelly, the girls were doing whatever they're doing, but still, really? King asked, I came in and saw Mr. Kelly being a normal person, too, sitting at his kitchen counter, drinking tea, all of that. I saw that, too. We are not going to see that type of behavior. The question is, of all of these women through decades now have been telling the same story. What do you say to all of these women? All right, so this is exactly what Gayle King asked Darrell Johnson. What do you say to all of these about these women coming forward, telling their story? Also, King said that oh no, it was Darrell Johnson who said he saw only Mr. Kelly being a normal person. That was it. Sitting at his kitchen counter drinking tea. That was it. But there was nothing else that Darrell Johnson saw in R. Kelly. Dave indicted Mr. Kelly. He's in jail right now. He will have his day in court, Johnson said, and they'll have to bring the evidence, and that's what has to be done. If the evidence sticks, Mr. Kelly will spend the rest of his life in the penitentiary. Well, isn't he in solitary confinement as it is right now? I believe, yeah, he's there. But, David indicted Mr. Kelly. He's in jail right now, of course, in a solitary confinement, because he's claiming, he's fearing for his life. Johnson said, and all these people have to bring the evidence. That means the tapes, the documents of police reports, and everything that came with it. Co-host Tony D asked, because he can't perform, how is he paying for his legal defense? Are other celebrities, other musicians providing him money? Well, I wouldn't be a bit surprised if R. Kelly's broke. There was a co-host named Tony D. I can't even say that last name, so because he can't perform, how is he paying for his legal defense? Well, let's see. If R. Kelly is broke, it'd be kind of hard for him to pay for it. So he wonders if there were other celebrities in that. Mr. Kelly does have royalties that come in, so he's living off some of his royalties, Johnson said. Early on, fans and friends gave a lot of donations. So there was a lot of people that allegedly donated to R. Kelly, and allegedly that he's supposed to be living off his royalties until his trial starts. Johnson also addressed Kelly's mental state. He's a mess right now. He's afraid, he's scared, he's isolated. Well, yeah, if you're in a solitary confinement, you're going to be scared to death. Hello. But, Johnson also addresses Kelly's mental state, of course. But these elites are liars and everything else, and that's what R. Kelly is, a part of the elite. Asked is he is on suicide watch, Johnson replied, I would assume that he is. Nobody wants to be locked down 24 hours, no TV, he can't read or write, so he can't read a book. It's almost as if he's already been, a jury has convicted him. So it's a lame excuse saying that R. Kelly can't read or write. Yes, he can. They're just making that part up. They're saying, oh, he can't read, he can't write. Bullcrap. He can. Of course, he was also asked if he was on suicide watch. Well, if you are in real life are on a suicide watch, they will put you somewhere out of. They won't put you in general population or anything like that. They'll put you somewhere else in the prison. I'm not sure where it's at, but they will do it. Johnson said he's absolutely concerned about Kelly harming himself in prison. When you're in the state of mind Mr. Kelly is in right now, any person, including myself and you, would probably want the authorities to be cautious of what has taken place. Yeah, so of course the guards would have to be absolutely concerned. It's so Darrell Johnson's crisis manager, he is also concerned, of course. And he also said Mr. Kelly is in right mind, or right now, any person, including myself, and you would probably want the authorities to be cautious of what has taken place, of course, because the guards, they have to watch these people that want to commit alleged suicide attempts, and this is why they just are put somewhere out of the way from everybody else, like general population, the cell block D, C, whatever you want to call it, but that's what it is. And of course, here's the video of when Gail King questioned R. Kelly on abuse allegations, and I'm not going to play it at all, so there's no chance of me getting blocked if I'm not playing any videos and any articles whatsoever. Leave your comments below. I am out.